In the game of the week of the month of the year, the unbeaten 3-0 Arizona Cardinals are traveling to Los Angeles to take on the unbeaten 3-0 Los Angeles Rams.
That's 6 wins, no losses.
I don't know about you, Kevin, but this is one I'm going to change Red Zone channel to this game for the afternoon game for sure.
Well, I have a feeling that this game is going to dominate the Red Zone channel anyway.
Maybe, but I just I geek out about the matchups and stuff, and this is going to be great. And I can't be more excited for Arizona
Sure.
because they've often had a bad team, and since Kurt Warner, really now they have a young quarterback who's exciting, who's seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. And
they have a mediocre running game, but some great receivers.
And conversely, you have the Rams, who have been kind of teetering, didn't really work out with
Went
Goff.
to a Super Bowl, got their asses handed to them.
Right. Matty Stafford comes in. I'm happy for him. He's not on the Lions.
You know what I saw the other day? Remember in his rookie year where he dislocated his shoulder?
Shoulder, yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, we have a timeout? That means I can go play. And they're like, no, stay down. He's like, yeah, get the hell out of my way. Get your hands off of me. And he runs in. He's like, I can throw. It's my left shoulder. Throws a touchdown to win it. And then runs out. He's like, oh, my arm.
Yeah.
It popped back in, but ow, it hurts.
Yeah. What a badass.
He's a baller.
He is a baller, and he's balling out. So this is going to be a good one. Kevin, let's talk about Kyler Murray. Didn't throw a touchdown pass this week. He had 7 prior to that, but he still threw for 300. He also ran one in, which he's done every single week of the season.
Yeah.
Pretty much, he's certainly an MVP candidate. He might not be a front runner at this moment, but he's certainly in the conversation. And
a lot of football left to play.
Definitely going to start him. From the running backs, Kevin mentioned, Chase Edmonds has done absolutely F-all. In a PPR, he hasn't been horrible. Again, he caught 7 passes last week for 49 yards, 26 on the ground.
ABV 7.5.
Oh, you're basically, once you finish that, you're 4 beers deep.
Pretty much.
Essentially. You're 4 Miller Lights
With
deep.
3 beer. Well,
roughly, you're 4 Miller Lights in. Anyway, you're fine.
Cheers.
Yeah, you're fine. You're not going anywhere. So, in a PPR, I think I would continue to play Edmonds. Outside of that, I would not. However, I think there was a dynamic shift last week against Jacksonville. They played Tennessee and Minnesota, decent defenses week 1 and 2. James Conner came in last week on 11 carries and scored twice. I like that. So I think
he was just chopping up big chunks of yards, 7, 8, 9 at a time.
He was. He finished with only 43, but he got in that end zone twice. I think we're seeing Edmonds, the pass back, Connor, the short yardage running back.
That's what we saw when Drake was there, dude. It was the same way. Edmonds is a good back, but he's not a good every down back. Yeah.
So I think we might see a little bit of a shift here. So keep an eye on that. Again, Connor, I don't know, maybe a flex. This is a very, very tough defense to play against. Edmonds, I would still start in a PPR. The wide receivers are obviously fantastic. D-Hop had a bad week 3, but you're going to continue to play him. He had scored 3 times in the previous 2 games. Christian Kirk is pretty much unsittable as a flex in a PPR.
It's weird.
Outside, 2 touchdowns week 1. Week 2, he caught 3 for 65. It's 9 points in the PPR. Not great, but again, it's a flex. And week 3, 7 for $1.04. I'm all over that. 17 points as a flex. I'll allow it. Dalmore, he was the hot waiver wire target of the week. He caught 2 passes for 1 yard. And that is not a typo.
That's how that goes, baby.
Yeah, he also ran the ball once for 3 yards and fumbled. He recovered it, though. AJ Green.
People forget about AJ.
Caught 5 passes for 112 yards. This is 2 weeks in a row. Previous week, he only had 44 yards, but he did catch a touchdown. You catch 112 yards worth of passes.
I'm playing you.
I think he's a flex.
I will find a place for you on my roster.
Terrible matchup. So don't judge it based on this week. If you have a better option, that's fine in your flex this week. And they play San Fran the following week and Cleveland after that. So it might be rough. But when they get to Houston in week 7,
smooth sailing.
Watch out for AJ Green. Let me tell you that right now.
I got you.
Obviously, we're not going to start any of the tight ends because they don't catch passes. They got enough weapons. From the Rams side, I almost said Lions because I was looking at Matt Stafford.
Yeah, well, that'll happen.
Yeah, he's been over 100 rating in every single game. He's got 1 pick on the entire year. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, 5 the previous 2. He's on 9.
One of those quarterbacks who's going to far outplay his ADP.
He is playing fantastic. And mind you, that was against Tampa, who does not have a bad defense.
No.
And they, remind me, they won that game. So Matty Stafford is balling out, and I would 100% play him
100.
every single week until
So what you're saying is
notice. Roster him.
you'd put him in your...
I would put him in my roster. Darrell Henderson is apparently back at practice, so keep an eye on that.
That hurt.
What did?
Not having him.
Oh, yeah. So apparently he's back. Sonny Michel carried the ball 20 times last week. So if you're a Michel owner, you're kind of, Darrell, take another week off.
Take your time, bud.
It's all good. But he only had 67 yards, did not get in the end zone. He also caught 3 passes. Meh. I'll go ahead.
There's a
fade
reason
him.
he was not the feature back where he was or where he is.
Right. A couple other people I might want to mention here. Bobby Trees, hard pass. Don't know why, but 3 weeks in a row, it's not happening, and this team is succeeding. They're scoring points.
There's no need to change.
Stafford threw 4 touchdowns last week. Bobby Trees had 3 catches for 33 yards. Cooper Kupp, on the other hand.
Do you think it's that he's, the play calling is going away from Robert Woods?
I think it's a coverage thing.
Maybe.
I think it's. I don't think it has anything to do other than Kupp was lined up on the right.
Is he
guy
having
at
a
the
hard
right
time getting open?
No.
It's
No, I just think Kupp's in the right place at the right time. I think it's a coverage scheme thing.
Maybe.
Right? They got him lined up at the right thing. The linebacker cheats. The safety moves the other way. Kupp's open. That's what I think it is. And I think it will shift. And I think that
it's almost going to have to because Kupp is having way too much success.
they're going to start blanketing him. I mean, he was over 100 weeks 1 and 2. Unfortunately, he didn't crack that number in week 3, but he did have 96 yards and 2 touchdowns, which he did the week before as well. He's been double-digit targets in every week. And, in fact, they've gone up incrementally. 10 week 1, 11 week 2, 12 targets week 3.
The very definition of incrementally.
It's just fantastic. And I got to be honest, man. Higbee was banged up, but he returned right back to form. I don't know if he was hurt, but he had a bad week 2. But he returned right back to form in week 3. I love him as a tight end. Only 5 catches on 5 targets for 40 yards.
Sure.
In PPR, that's 9. But he caught a touchdown. I'm all over it. Basically, start your Rams. Start everybody in this game. Honestly.
Start them all.